Can you copyright an experience? First, let's look into what it actually means to copyright something. It means to take ownership of it. And usually it's for the intent to make a profit off of that which you take ownership of. You're saying, in a sense, I am the originator and creator of this thing, and everybody who utilizes it must therefore pay me, the creator, a specific sum because I myself was the one who allowed everybody else to utilize this invention or whatever have it. Now, what is an experience? An experience is in itself something that we sense. It is the sum of experiences which give us the sense of life. We have our senses of taste, touch, smell, sight, hearing, and in a lot of ways they're interconnected and interrelated with each other. And the sum of these events give us the world which we perceive around us. Now, looking at life that way, is it possible for people to copyright the experiences of life itself, saying that you, in a way, must pay to have an actual experience in regards to this event, this organization of events that actually occur, giving you an experience? Can somebody put a price tag on that? And after we actually think about it, yes, they can. And people readily do all the time. Let's say that you go to a theme park. They're putting a price tag on an experience, the environment that you find yourself within, and the rides that you put yourself on actually in themselves are people copywriting an experience and saying that you must pay to experience this thing. Not only that, but it occurs out of such places as well. For example, whatever tool that you use, whatever it is, if somebody has utilized, product rights and other things to actually market this tool to individuals, what they're doing is they're copywriting an experience. They're copywriting a sensation. And if you think about it that way, if you think about your life as merely the built up sum of sensations that you've had, what people are saying is that for you to have a life in which you experience or have a sensation of this, you must pay this to this specific entity. And so, yeah, we do have copyrights of experience because that's all anything ever really is an experience made up of the senses, which give us what we call our sense of life. And people copyright the most odd and strange things once you actually really dive into the subject itself. For example, nowadays copyrights on genetic sequences, which build certain proteins and enzymes and molecules, whether they be organic or physical, people have patents and copyrights on these things, saying that then again, the experience that these things provide, whether it be through sight or any other form of interaction between you and the object itself, has a price. And you as the experiencer must pay this price before you can experience. And, it's very strange if you think about it that way. My life is the built up sum of experiences, yet people themselves market experience and they put a price tag on it saying that if you would like to experience this within your lifetime, you must pay this price. And so it's like, whoever has the biggest wallet, in a sense, is able to experience the most experiences in life. Well, then again, we can always fall back upon the argument and discussion and say that's not necessarily true because there are many things that you're able to experience without, fronting cash money on the spot for it. But then again, it still has a price, an expenditure of energy, and of you to actually acquire the energy to do so. So it's not necessarily that another entity is profiting off of it, but you yourself still have to pay the price of being able to organize such an event to occur. And so even then, we see that experiences themselves still have a price to pay. Now, what is it that people gain from doing such a thing? Well, they think themselves that if I come up with the grand idea, and due to the competitive nature of life itself, in which I show to be, in a sense, above the rest of the population because I came up with something that they didn't, I then therefore am able to market and sell this experience, and am able to then experience more things myself because I'm able to create a vast quantity of resources for myself in which I can dispose of in any way that I desire. And in my disposal, it usually causes me to gain an alternate sense of experience that maybe somebody else can produce that I myself couldn't. And so we find ourselves in this game of, playing, all right, I can do this, but you can do that, so I'm going to trade you this for trading you that. And it's a trade of experience rather than physical goods. And that's all physical goods are, is a form of experience, a sensation. And this always comes to my mind. What sensations are there that are not mainstream due to the fact that they would either diminish somebody else's ability to market or profit on another experience, or due to the sheer fact that they were not marketable in themselves? You have to come across this question, at some point in time and say to yourself, what is out there that people have actually experienced themselves or have come across, which is something which could, in a way enhance the totality of human experience on the planet, but due to the fact that it actually diminishes another marketable experience, or it actually is in itself not profitable, it was in a way not necessarily spread or caused to be a mainstream experience among the population. Are things which then become mainstream merely in direct relation to their ability to create profit margins, or in their ability to maintain a grasp upon the market itself? And are there things which aren't necessarily perpetuated throughout society which negates either of those two things, but by doing so they weren't made mainstream in themselves? And does the sheer price itself actually cause the experience itself? I mean, if we didn't necessarily have to produce an expenditure to gain the experience, would we ourselves even experience that what we expended energy towards? Is there a causal relationship between work put in and that which is gained out of the work, in which if we didn't necessarily have to work for it, we wouldn't necessarily appreciate it? And if we couldn't appreciate it, we wouldn't be able to enjoy it, and we wouldn't be able to capitalize on the experience itself. Well, all good questions leading nowhere. Same as this thought. But thoughts are fun at times. And it's fun sometimes to hear of other people's thoughts. Well, peace out, yo.